I'm Dr. George Flinn, and welcome to the program because today we're going to start a multi-part, a multi-series program on a topic that I couldn't believe has not been thoroughly explored. And what happened was I got interested in there's so much negativity going on. And so I said, well, let's find out some more about the negativity and why we have so much of it and what's going on and why it seems to be the normal function. Because, the news presents negative things to you, makes you watch them longer. So what is going on? And so I did some research, and I found little bits of the explanation here, little bits of it here, and little bits of it all over, to the point that I got a pretty big manuscript. This is one of 5 that I've gotten together on the research for this project. And it's about negative thinking. And they used to call it stinking thinking, but it's really negative thinking. And why are not more people positive thinkers? And why are the positive thinkers so easily brought down to negative thinkers? And why is it so difficult to get a negative thinker to be a positive thinker? What is it? What is it about humans? What is it about you and me that caused this? Well, I'll go through a brief summary of it, but we're going to explore each of these areas in depth of how we can take, even if you think you're the most negative thinker in the world, how can we change that? Would you like to change it? Some people love being negative thinkers, always seeing the gloomy side, always never being really happy. Well, maybe they could look at it and say, let me try it on. And later on in the series, we're going to give you some exercises to try it on. Let's see what might happen if you're actually a positive thinker. I'm not asking if you're very negative. I'm just saying try it for a week. Okay, 3 days. Only 3 days. Try 3 days, and we'll give you some very specific examples of things you can do. But I was looking through some of the resources that are out there, and one is 7 ways to turn around negative thoughts. And we have all kind of ideas like this about ways to turn around the negative thoughts. And the question is the damaging effects of negativity. Okay, so we know people are telling us how to turn it off, turn it around, and it damages us. Why negative thinking is normal. But nobody, I see all of these ideas, but nobody seems to put it together. Are you a positive or negative thinker? Learn about and change how you think. Well, we need to really investigate this. See where you are on the spectrum. See why you're there. Basically, we're here right now. You have survived thousands of years. Your ancestry has survived thousands of years. Why did you survive and so many other people did not? And that's basically where we get our reptilian brain or a lizard brain. And you have that brain, that early, survival mechanism brain. So that's part of it, and we'll delve really deep into it, but basically it's that your ancestors, your I don't know how many greats I'll have to put in there, grandfather and grandmother, were extremely observant. They looked around, they listened, and if they heard a rustling in the bush, they said, well, that's either my dinner or I may be their dinner. So they were very careful about finding food and staying out of danger. And so that training I won't even say genetics. That training has been passed down to you because you have that idea of staying alive. Now, I'm not talking about the Bee Gees version, staying alive. Another one was your brain for happiness. How can you be happy? How can you be happy? And let's make sure that you're happy. And then why negative thoughts are normal. Then we've got another one here. 8 things your brain does wrong every day. I thought, if somebody would just put all of this together and not make you search all of, then I said, okay, I guess it'll be me putting it together. So here we are. We're at the beginning of a very exciting series of putting together the things, the reasons for negative thinking. And you say, well, I'm not sure. And a lot of people say, well, I'm not sure we really went to the moon. I'm not sure the earth is round. It may be flat. Well, if you're not sure, let's look at it. Let's investigate it. By the way, I believe we did go to the moon, and I believe the earth is round. But that's my belief. And I want to know what your beliefs are. And I want to just give you a little evidence, and then you can make up your mind. Look at the news sites. Look at the media. Look at the radio, TV, newspaper, magazines. Look at all the internet sites. The negative comes first. And why is that? Because they know the media, the broadcasting, the journalism, everybody knows you will pay attention to the negative. And you will read more. They'll sell more newspapers. They'll watch more TV, listen to more radio, buy more magazines. Because that negative gets your attention. And it gets your attention, remember, why? Because you are trained from generations and generations to look for negative or possible harmful influences. Now, this day and time, it's not as dangerous. It's sort of dangerous occasionally, but it's not as dangerous. But the body doesn't know that. And the news media knows the trick. Presents you with something negative first. And the old term in the broadcasting, if it bleeds, it leads. In other words, if it's terrible, it leads the newscast because it gets you hooked in to, this is going on, even though it may be halfway around the world. You say, how is this going to negatively impact me, my family? What's going to happen? I want to know so I can protect myself. I can protect my family. I can protect my neighbors. I can protect my friends, my church members. You are going to protection mode. Now, this may not be happening to you, but one other thing is happening to you. Your brain is seeing this, it's visualizing it, it's visualizing the outcome, and believe me, we'll go into this deeply. Your brain doesn't know the difference between an actual happening and something you think about. Now, think about that. Something you think about. Your body has the same chemical, the same hormonal reactions as to if it really happened, even if you imagine it. Your adrenal, the adrenaline, the epinephrine, the norepinephrine, the serotonin, all function as if it's really happened to you. Now that will stop you in your tracks, because if you're always imagining bad things happening to you, your body is saying, oh, this really happened. Because it's just like a 1-year-old child or a 2-year-old child. It believes you. I mean, it's coming out of your head. It's got to be true. Your body believes you. It believes what's happening up here. It says, They're stressed. They're worried. They see something bad happening to them. Uh-oh, we got to go into protection mode. Blood pressure raises. Circulation cuts off to your GI system because you're not going to digest food. Circulation goes to the limbs, and to the arms and to the legs. You're either going to run or you're going to fight. Fight or flight. And that reaction goes on in your body. When you think of something very dangerous, or you think of something even slightly dangerous, your body doesn't know the difference. Sorry, it doesn't know you're kidding. It does not know. And you may think, well, I'm just kidding myself. I know better than this. No, sorry, your body doesn't know. So you got to protect yourself. And you protect yourself by thinking properly. There are ways that if you have these negative thoughts and the chemical reaction starts down the path of what we call stress reaction, because the body likes to stay in what we call homeostasis, wants to stay the same. And anytime a thought comes in that something's going to change, the weather's going to change, the danger's going to change, anything's going to change, your body goes into stress mode. And we all know what stress mode is, or do we? What all happens to you in stress mode? A lot of things, and we're going to delve deeply into these. I just want to give you a preview so that you will understand where we're going with this series. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to learn a lot. And I don't say this very often. And I don't say this lightly. But this idea, these concepts, will actually change your life. Game changer. Turning point. Life changing. It will change your life. And that's why I think it's so important that you understand where we are now. We're going to say, nobody really knows. We got a lot of little articles in here. And remember, this is one of just many volumes. A lot of articles. And they all dance around the circle. All have a little piece of it, a little piece here, a little piece there. Nobody has put it all together in a consumable manner. Now, I found a few academic treatises on this, and I found a few books that get pretty close, but I want to have the entire thing from the history of why we are where we are and why we do what we do, to the present day, and all of that in between. In our growing up, how did we grow up? Did we grow up in a family that was always afraid? Did we grow up in a family that was very functional rather than dysfunctional? There's no blame here. You are where you are. But by listening to this, by reading about it, by knowing the facts of the matter, you can choose to change. Now, I'm not saying you have to change, so don't feel forced to, but you can choose to change. And that choice will make all the difference in your life. You can choose to stay the same, but you'll at least know what's happening with you. Or you can choose to change the way you think. And that's what we're after, for you to look at it very carefully and be ready to make the changes only because they'll help you and they're good for you. I'm Dr. George Flinn. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next part in this series on negative and positive thinking. Thank you.